Okay, go.
Hi, Lindsay. My name is Andrew.
Hello.
I'm a substance abuse counselor. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So, before we get started with our session, I have to go over the confidentiality agreement you signed before we started.
Okay.
It's just the information shared between us remains private. Just understand what that means. It means I won't share with any other agency. So, Lindsay, what brings you into the office today?
For further treatment for heroin addiction, I did a WOW program it's called Women of Worth, and it helped me get clean and stay clean. So I'm just continuing my counseling.
So, what was your drug of choice?
Heroin.
Heroin. How often were you using and how much?
I was using probably for about 2 years off and on, but pretty consistently the first year.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, I was a liar, and then I ended up. What made me want to stop using was because I ended up getting pregnant with my son, and I realized I had a problem and that I needed to get help. So that was when I went to the doctor and finally got help, and then they introduced me to the program, and then that's how I've slowly been meeting everybody that helps with substance abuse, because I didn't want to lose my son. So they clean.
So yeah, going back to the substance abuse, was it just heroin that was a problem?
Yeah.
Just the heroin? And you would use almost every day?
Mm-hmm.
Would you use, how would you use the heroin?
And I was shooting it up.
Shooting it up, okay. Yeah, I can see after a while it'll take a toll on you.
Yeah, it becomes like just your everyday life, because you get to a point where you need it, not really like where you want it, you just need it so you're not like sick. You become dependent on it, and I was severely dependent on it. So.
Yeah, well, it looks like you're going in the right direction now.
Yeah, I had to, because my son, I didn't want to lose him. So that's what kind of made me turn around.
Well, he gives you drive to succeed, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's good. At least you have something positive to look forward to.
Yeah, he's everything to me.
So, what hobbies do you like to do, or do you enjoy doing anything in your free time?
Well, besides taking care of my son, I do like to do yoga, and I like to do meditation. All stuff that I learned in my program. I have good coping skills, so those are some things that I like to do. But right now, my son's just starting to walk and things like that, so it keeps me pretty busy. So right now, it's just pretty much taking care of him. I need to find hobbies for myself, get back into myself now, because you can forget about yourself pretty quick. So
Yeah, but having a kid, that's pretty much a full-time job right there in itself.
Yeah, it is. He's fun, so we do a lot of things. We keep him really busy. So
How is that the WOW program?
Yeah.
How is that? Do you like it?
yeah, it was really, really awesome. It was a great program. It saved my life. Seriously, I met so many just awesome counselors and just awesome people in the program, and it was nice to know that I wasn't the only pregnant woman who had an addiction, who had used during her pregnancy, and because I beat myself up a lot about that, because I was always that person that, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to do anything while I'm pregnant, that's what I always told myself. And then I got my addiction, and then it was kind of like I couldn't stop.
Yeah, after a while it just becomes unbearable.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that I was at, and then obviously I could have lost my son, so the WOW program, it was great. I would recommend it to any any woman who is struggling with any kind of addiction.
Yeah, well, it seems like that program seems like it's bringing out a lot of positivity in your life now too.
Yeah, it definitely has. Definitely has. They taught me so much. They're the reason I started doing yoga and meditation, and they teach you a lot of coping skills, and they teach you how to self-talk, and just because as a person you talk negatively to yourself, even if it's about stuff that's in the past. You still beat yourself up about it. And I find myself doing that a lot, like beating myself up about things that in the past that, I couldn't control at the time. So,
We get a lot of people that just, they do a lot of unspeakable acts, but, it's really not, like, they can't really help it, it's just the addiction, everybody goes through something like that when they have a bad addiction like that. It's
yeah,
rough.
that was really hard for me too, was coming to terms with always now for the rest of my life, like I'll be known as an addict,
Yeah.
Like it took me a long time to come to terms with that because I never wanted. Even though I'm a recovering addict, I'll always be known as an addict now, and it took me a long time to come to terms with that.
Yeah, but necessarily when you would come to term with being an addict, that's just a term people use.
Yeah.
It doesn't really define who you are or who you're gonna be.
Yeah,
You know.
that's
So
true.
I wouldn't let that bring you down because
That's true.
a lot of people do a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
That's why people forgive.
Yeah.
There's always chances to make everything better, and
Yeah.
and you learn from your mistakes too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's another thing too.
Definitely.
It's like thank God you never overdose or nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it could
Absolutely.
could be worse. So as long as
Yeah.
you stopped it now
And
before
my
it
son
could get
never
worse.
had any withdrawal, thank gosh. So
Yeah, not just for you too, but like. By the way, how is You said you have a family. How is the family like? The relationship with your parents. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother. We're 5 years apart in age, and then just my mom and my dad. And our relationship before I went and got treatment was in rough shape. I mean, I was in rough shape. I mean, I was at the lowest point I could ever be in.